0% credit lines exposed. You've probably seen advertisements for 0% credit lines for $50,000 to $250,000 or more. In this show, we'll map out what this program really is, how it works, who can qualify, how fees work, and any and all other details you should know. The 0% program is perfect for startup companies, high-risk industries, and those who don't have or want to provide proof of cash flow or collateral. So unlike asset-based lending, you don't need to show or provide assets as collateral for approval. And unlike cash advances, you don't need to be in business 6 to 12 months or have consistent cash flow for approval. Another benefit is you only pay on what you owe, not like a loan. So if you get approved for $100,000, you won't make payments on $100,000. You only make payments on the balance you owe. So if you charged $4,000 on the account, you'd need to make payments on only that $4,000. And during the 0% interest period, you won't pay interest. A major benefit of this program is it's possible to get cards that only report to the business credit reporting agencies, not the consumer agencies. So you can use this credit even with high utilization and have no adverse impact on your consumer credit. This is a really big deal because utilization is 30% of the consumer FICO score. If you use more than 30% of your limit on an account that reports to consumer CRAs, you'll really lower your consumer scores. Another benefit is that the rates on this program are 0% for a limited time. That's a very important detail for applicants, as 0% and only paying on what you owe allow for lower payments. This can be a big deal, especially for startups short on cash. But beware, some sources don't mention that the 0% rates are only for a limited time. No loan, credit card, or credit line you'll find is 0% beyond an intro period. The interest is how they make money. Every one of these programs you see only offers 0% for a limited time, usually 6 to 18 months, just like with consumer credit cards. You can call the card issuer and try and extend the 0% intro period. Some sources who offer this program might even help you with this. And you can just get more cards after that period expires, then balance transfer onto newly obtained 0% cards after that period as well. Just keep in mind the ethical issues in doing so to the card issuer, and also be careful when working with sources who don't tell you up front that the 0% is only for a limited time. Many promote this as if 0% is through the life of the program when it's not. It's important to note these are not truly credit lines. They are actually credit cards. Many try to promote them as credit lines because this is what most entrepreneurs want. But these are actually credit cards you can get multiple of that add up to $50,000, $100,000, etc. A true credit line is a line of credit that you get a debit card for and functions much the same as a credit card. Most credit lines don't offer 0% like the cards do. But credit lines do allow you to take cash out of the line at the same rate as the line is for, such as 8%. With credit cards, you can't take cash out on them without paying a theft cash advance fee of usually 20% plus. These are the main differences between credit cards and credit lines. With this program, a lending source goes to work on your behalf and secure for your credit cards. The company is not a lender or card issuer. Instead, they function as experts in obtaining credit cards and go to work to apply to get you the most credit they can secure. In almost all cases, their tactics to get you credit result in much more than you can get on your own. There are a few reasons they can get you more credit than you can get on your own. For one, a bank or individual credit issuer will usually issue you credit for close to what your highest revolving limit is now, and they'll only issue you one card, not multiple cards. If you went to another bank and applied and continued doing this, you'll get declined. The reason for this is because these banks and card issuers don't want to issue credit to someone who's mass applying for new credit in a short period of time. So even 2 to 3 inquiries on your consumer report within 6 months can disqualify you for this program or for getting credit with any card issuers. Many entrepreneurs think with good credit they can just go into their bank and get what this program delivers, just because they have good credit. But banks care about your consumer credit, business credit, and bank credit, and they want financials for a true credit line or loan. And those financials would have to show good revenues and profits for approval. So best case, without this, they'd only get you one credit card, no loan, no credit line. With this program, the company you hire goes to work to get you up to 5, usually of the best and highest limit cards you can get. They apply for them all at once, so they can get you 5 cards where if you applied on your own, you'd only get 1 to 2 max. This means they can usually get you 5 times the amount of your current highest limit account, when your bank can only get you one of these types of account, and they often don't report to the business credit reporting agencies. There are 2 types of cards they can get you, though. One type are personal cards. These do report to the consumer credit reporting agencies. And they can get you business cards. These don't report to the consumer credit reporting agencies. Whether you get one or the other, and how much money you can get is all dependent on one thing and one thing only: your personal credit quality. This type of credit is unsecured. Unsecured credit is obtained with no security or assets or collateral. It is money that is lent where the lender has no collateral to collect in case of default. Because there's no collateral being supplied, and they don't look or care about your cash flow either, all that matters is your personal credit quality. To be approved, you need great credit, as it is credit and credit alone that is being used for approval. Remember, credit is all that is looked at for approval. So they really need outstanding credit to qualify, not just good credit. If you have 650 type credit, you'll only get approved for personal cards. If you have 700 plus scores, then you can get business cards. To get approved, you should have no bankruptcies on your report. You might get approved with a bankruptcy if it is not on the report. You can't have any unpaid judgments. All tax liens must be paid off. You can't be in credit counseling now. You shouldn't have any late payments in the last 12 months. You shouldn't have any active outstanding collections and unpaid status. You should have at least one bank card with a 3-year history or $3,000 limit. If no car loan or mortgage, they need 2 bank cards. Your balances shouldn't exceed 30% of your current credit limits. The lower the ratio, the higher the approval amount. Lenders look at overall utilization and individual utilization on each account. You should have less than 5 inquiries on your report with each bureau in the last 6 months. Your limits on existing accounts determine how much money you'll be approved for. The limit is directly proportional to new approval limits, maybe slightly higher. Person needs higher limit cards for approval. Typically over $5,000 is good. For example, a person with $500 limits won't be approved for $5,000, maybe only $600. For example, a person with $10,000 limits might see approvals of $12,000. Approvals can be $50,000 or higher. The more partners you have means the more money you can get approved for. You can usually get 5 times that of your highest limit account. Most sources charge a 9 to 12% success-based fee. This means you'll pay an average of 10% on the amount you borrow, $10K on $100K in financing. Keep in mind, all lenders on all loan programs charge fees. You'll easily pay 5% or higher, even on an SBA loan. But this program, like most others including SBA, roll in your fee, so you don't pay up front. Once you get your cards in the mail, then you are invoiced the fee. Usually, you'll pay the fee for each card you get as that card comes in, so you'll get multiple invoices. And most use the cards they get to pay their fees. Some sources do charge up front. This can be dangerous because they have no real motivation to get you the most amount of money. Some companies will also let you pay up front to enter the program, even if you don't have good credit. They sell you on the vision of helping you fix your credit so you will qualify in the future. True credit repair takes time, usually many months to accomplish. Even then, to get over a 700 from a 500 starting point is very tough to do. And you must obtain good credit accounts to get good scores, which are needed for this program. So a real credit rebuilding process is not fast or easy, and there are other programs you can get funding with easily that allow for credit issues without trying to fit into this program. Also keep in mind it's not legal to charge up front when credit repair is being provided according to the Credit Repair Organizations Act. You have rights when paying for credit repair, including not paying up front. Only pay after service is fully performed. being supplied a proper contract with specific statements, being supplied 3 cancellation notices. Accurate info can't be disputed and untrue statements are prohibited. Some sources might charge you for their inquiry removal. Be careful. In many cases, they are challenging accurate inquiries, but claiming they are fraud. This is illegal, and you can be on the hook for their actions. Some sources get high approvals right away. They work with and know underwriters who will approve your application, and they apply at sources who will approve you. They even know these sources down to a regional level. Others get declines first, then have to negotiate to even get you an initial approval. They do this by calling and pretending they are you. Even if successful, this process takes longer and usually nets you lower and less approvals. There are some other details you should know. You can use a credit partner for approval. This may be a partner, friend, or family member who wants to use their credit to help your business get money. As an example, someone might want to get a piece of your company in exchange for allowing their credit and guarantee to be used to obtain this type of funding. This is acceptable, and if you use a partner as well as your credit, you can get even more money. These accounts do require a personal guarantee from you. These are not real business credit accounts because they require a PG and good credit for approval. Even though business cards do report to the business CRAs and will help you build a real business credit, but remember, you or your partner are personally liable in case of default. You'll start your approval process by finding the best source. We have used almost all major sources in this space and now only work with the absolute best sources. By best, I mean the sources who will get you the most money the fastest, and sources who don't have shady practices. Once you find the best source, fill out their application. To get access to our sources, you can do that here. You usually will be contacted the same day or within 24 hours. When contacted, say what you are trying to accomplish and whether you have a credit partner. You will be asked for your login credentials for credit monitoring. Any service will work, but try to use one with FICO scores. You also should make sure you have access to all 3 reporting agency reports, TransUnion, Experian, and Equifax. If your monitoring service doesn't have all 3, it limits how much you can get approved for. After a review of your reports, most of the best sources will give you an initial range of how much you might get approved for fairly quickly, within 24 hours or 48 hours from starting the process. They'll do this on a consult call with you and review all terms and details you should know. If you want to proceed, you'll sign their agreements. Once you sign, they usually start applying within 2 to 3 days and start getting initial approvals quickly. Remember, some sources will get denials and have to negotiate for approvals. This can take additional days or weeks. Once they get initial approvals, it usually takes 1 to 2 weeks to get your cards. So typically, you'll go from applying to funding in 3 weeks or less. As you get your cards, you'll get invoiced. You pay the invoice, then wait for additional cards. Good companies will give you your own unique login so you can track their progress live as it's happening as well, so you'll know your cards are on their way. After you get your cards, most good sources will help you call to get your limits raised. They do this by using the other cards you get approved for to create competition, so the source wants to give you higher limits than their competition. And after 6 months, you can then follow this same process with that source to get even more unsecured credit. Just be careful. Don't put too many inquiries on your report or it ruins your ability to get more credit. In summary, the 0% credit card program is a great funding solution for many entrepreneurs. You can get money as a startup or high-risk industry if you lack cash flow or collateral and even without financials, making it easier to get approved for. And the funding is fairly fast, within 3 weeks or less. Plus, this is one of the only ways you can truly get $50,000 to $150,000 or more within a few weeks or less. So it's fast, easy money. Just be on the lookout for some of the things to look for, and don't choose a bad company, or you'll wait longer and get less money. If you would like to apply for the best sources, you can do so here. We won't charge you for applying or for when you get your funds either, so you work with our expert finance team to help you along the way at absolutely no cost to you whatsoever. And keep in mind, we do offer many other funding programs and business credit, so even if you don't have good personal credit like this program requires, we still have options for you that can work now. without needing to pay up front for credit repair. Contact us today to get started.